Misterra. You're going to a strange island. You're going to map it out. You have someone who is basically funding your journey, and they want to see certain things on this map. So you might map it out even if that's not the way the island looks. Here's how it plays. The main board is going to be put out in front of the players with some possible starting terrain. That's a starting terrain for 4 players. Each player is going to get their own parchment here. This is how you map, and you orient it to the same way the board is facing you. Players are also going to get a couple cards here. These are scoring cards. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Now, when a player takes a turn, they're going to get 2 half days. Essentially, you get 2 turns in a row. And so first you move. So when you're off the board, you'll move onto the beach. And then you're going to place one of these cards. So these cards here that are in front of the board, these are called sketch cards. And you're going to place it adjacent to where you are. So since I'm standing here, I could place this card here, here, or here. Once a card is placed on your board, you can place more cards on top of it. You're allowed to overlap things. And as you move farther onto the board, you'll be able to place these tiles in different ways. Once you place a tile, you're then going to look at the main board. Now, where I place that tile, there's nothing. So I'm going to add some hazy land, a hazy mountain, a hazy swamp there. And those are not necessarily defined. But if later on someone plays, let's say later on, let's say it's me. It could be any player doing it, though. Let's say someone played this here. Okay. Well, first of all, there already is a jungle there, so nothing changes. This changes into the swamp. And that can't change for the rest of the game. Once something is turned over, it's fine. But if someone played, again, taking a look down here at my board, if I played this card here, what I would do is then come up here. This gets replaced by hazy jungle. This gets replaced, put a hazy jungle out. And we're going to keep going until the board is completely full and all the tiles are turned over, or till someone finishes their map. There's a couple special abilities. If you're on a mountain, you can see 2 spaces away for purposes of putting out your cards. If you move onto these areas, you can move again. If you're in a jungle spot, you can't explore. You can't put these out. You can simply just discard them. And if you're on water, you can discard some of these face-up cards, the parchment cards down here on the board, and get rid of them. Now, there's a couple other things that need to be noted. One, these cards aren't replaced in between turns. Up here on the board, you can, instead of putting out a tile, you can claim an area. You can do this 3 times per game if you're in an area, and at the end of the game, you're going to get 2 points for each square of that area, as long as you're the only person in there. And you can only go to different areas. There's some rules about that. At the end of the game, you're going to look at your map here. So this gives you points for cards that are tiles that 2 are the same on your board, but also everything next to them is different. And then I'm going to get points for those. These points doesn't matter if your map matches the actual land, but you're also going to get points for matching the actual land, and you'll lose points for each area you don't cover. Whoever has the most points is the winner. So this game has some very interesting scoring because you want to match the map in the middle, but you also want to make your map that you're making so that your sponsor back home, the 2 cards that you have, score points. Such a weird combination. I really like that aspect of the game. That idea of, oh, here's the map. Oh, good, there's lots of mountains. It's exactly what we wanted. And there's only like 5 mountains. So you have to balance out getting points for actually matching the map and then, getting points for the map you drew. I do feel like the Carcassonne style scoring where you claim an area for points, but if 2 people, you can't claim an area someone's in, but you can claim a different area, and if they meet, then you cancel points. That feels really shoehorned into this game. I was like, why? Why is that even here? And I also don't love the special abilities. The mountain's cool. See 2 spaces away. The one you move on to, you can move again. The water. And then the jungle, you can't do anything, which makes jungle kind of sucks, right? But it's one of the 4 things, and if you have a scoring card that's about getting jungle, I don't know. I get that jungle doesn't let you do that, but it feels like jungle should have some advantage then other than that. Either way, this one is an interesting game. I had a lot of fun with it, but I do feel like I've seen it all. Even though there's more scoring cards, there's something about it I don't want to keep coming back to it. So this one's a 6.5. It's close to what I'm looking for, but I just don't love it. So there's a lot of good ideas in here, and I think some people will enjoy it, and it has a neat theme and nice production. So keep all that in mind. That's Maps of Misterra.